No, Zohran. I don't know why we need to continue explaining this to our lib friends. This is not the same thing. You have to differentiate between legal and illegal immigrants, and if people are here illegally, well, they've broken the law. The mayor-elect of New York City, one Zohran Mamdani. I'm trying to get the correct amount of throat in the pronunciation of the name. Put out a video over the weekend or late last week talking about, hey, here's how you can avoid getting arrested and deported from this country. Now, there's several things to point out in this video, so I want to play it. We cut it down just a little bit because it was quite long, but I want to point out several things that he says that, conflate verbiage, which libs do consistently over and over again to confuse everybody, and then get to the point of, well, is this aiding and abetting criminals? I'm not sure. Let you be the judge of that. tpt@tpsa.com if you have any emails, thoughts about this. Watch this video from the mayor-elect of the largest city in the country talking about how people can avoid arrest. This is cut 10.
Last weekend, ICE attempted to raid Canal Street and detain our immigrant neighbors. As mayor, I'll protect the rights of every single New Yorker, and that includes the more than 3 million immigrants who call this city their home. But we can all stand up to ICE if you know your rights. ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent. If you're being detained, you may always ask, "Am I free to go?" repeatedly until they answer you. You are legally allowed to film ICE as long as you do not interfere with an arrest. It is important to remain calm during any interaction with ICE or law enforcement. Do not impede their investigations, resist arrest, or run. New York will always welcome immigrants, and I will fight each and every day to protect, support, and celebrate our immigrant brothers and sisters.
All right, first things first, right off the bat, the use of the term immigrants instead of differentiating people who came to the country legally and then the people who came to the country illegally. We are having a massive discussion in this country whether or not people who even use the quote-unquote legal process or tried to get asylum or quote-unquote refugees are beneficial to the makeup of the American experiment. And that's what we're having a conversation about. This guy, though, is saying, immigrants, all of them are the same. Coming here legally, illegally, all of those things, that's totally fine. They're the same exact thing. No, Zohran. I don't know why we need to continue explaining this to our lib friends. This is not the same thing. You have to differentiate between legal and illegal immigrants. And if people are here illegally, well, they've broken the law. And guess what? If somebody is breaking the law, they are by default a criminal. And if you're trying to create a video, an atmosphere, a culture of people who are breaking the law and saying, okay, here's how you can get away with that. At what point is that aiding and abetting criminals? I would venture to guess it's probably pretty close to now. He goes on to talk about, here's the documentation that they need to have in order to be able to arrest you, which it can kind of get very, very confusing. What I think is ultimately going to happen here is he's going to put people in a very dangerous situation. Last week, we had a video from ABC of a lady getting pulled out of her car screaming, "I'm a citizen!" And the reality is, if she didn't watch so much cable news or garbage on the internet, it would have been a very peaceful stop. ABC News and David Muir was very much in the pocket of, well, this is clearly a bad thing. No, she overreacted to the arrest. And guess what? Videos like this from the mayor of the largest city in the country are only going to cause that sort of thing to increase. If you tell people, by the way, you can't, all of these things need to be in order when people come to arrest you. If you're an American citizen, you don't have anything to worry about at this point in time. There is talk about denaturalizing some folks who are a burden to the society, but that's a different conversation for a different time. This sort of thing is going to have worse outcomes for people who should have nothing to worry about. And again, we can discuss all of the naturalization stuff at a later point in time, but that's what these videos are going to do. We did leave a cut in there, or a part of that, where he says, by the way, don't resist and make sure you follow all of the things that you're being told if you actually have a warrant. I would almost guarantee you that he did not want that put in there, but instead was convinced by his attorneys, hey, dude, this this is already pretty close to the line of aiding and abetting criminals, which is a crime in and of itself. Maybe let's throw in this minor caveat towards the end of the video that we played for you because Trying to be honest here. Yeah, that probably should remain in there, says Zohran's attorneys, in order to make sure that he can skirt around that legal conundrum. But the last thing he said there, which I thought was funny and ironic, was at the very least, remain calm. Can't remember specifically exactly what he said, but he did say, remain calm if this is happening to you. In other news, Zohran Mamdani, when he was the candidate for the city mayor of New York City, exemplified what it looks like to remain calm when he confronted Tom Homan, who in the longer form of this video is just walking through the halls eating an apple, just unbothered by these screaming cretins that are just yelling at him. But here's an example of what remaining calm looks like according to Mamdani. Serene, calmness, peace, tranquility. That's what I saw in that video, at least. A guy who looks like a lunatic off his meds having to be held back by what looks like a state trooper from attacking. I don't know. What was going to happen there? Like, if the law enforcement official wasn't blocking Zohran from getting to Tom Homan, what would he have done? I don't know. It seems like kind of a weird tack to take. But again, Zohran says, if you encounter ICE, make sure you remain calm, just as I have done when I encountered the guy who's running ICE. Hilarious and also scary, to say the least.